We are live. This is Ask a Clutter Boss, your weekly decluttering advice show. I am Jess Marcy. I am your clutter boss for today. And we have one, two, three, 6 questions that were submitted this week. So excited to dive into all of these. Ready and waiting. Hello, Sherry and Mary and Mary. So nice to see everyone here already. Thank you for joining me live. If you're here live, say hi in the comments. If you're watching later on replay, say hello, give us a hashtag replay so we can come back and say hey to you. If you have questions for future episodes, you can always pop them into the chat. You can fill out our form. We'll put a form link in here in a little bit. Hey, Marie. And if you have questions that you just need an answer to right now, you can also just put them into the chat and I will do my best to answer them live. All right, so question numero uno. Hi, Carrie. What to do with hand lotions and toiletry overstock? Hand lotions and toiletries. So we tend to gather a lot of hand lotions and toiletries and those sort of things. We get samples. We're easily sold on new products. It's an area of life that we have a lot of. Number one, it's really important to know yourself. So clutter starts at the store and clutter starts at the door. So your clutter, if you bring something into your house and you have no actual intended use for it and no space for it, it's clutter. Know what you love. If you have hand lotions that you love, stick with them. Only buy an amount that's like for a reasonable amount of time. And just keep in mind how much storage you have in your house. Do you really want to be storing a hand lotion or toiletry for a long time? Because that stuff does actually expire. If you have an overstock, and it's so easy to have that, right? You get the buy one, get one free. It's on sale, all of these things. If you have an overstock of toiletries, you can potentially donate them to a homeless shelter if they're not expired and if they're accepting toiletries. So definitely that would be a good spot to check first. But if your stuff is old, if it is opened, that is trash. You cannot recycle it. If you put it into your recycling bin, it's most likely not going to be recycled. So it's going to take extra work. There's going to be more emissions. It's going to be more machinery involved, more to pull that stuff out so it can be trashed later. So that's called wish cycling. Lotions and stuff, they just contaminate the plastic and it is nearly impossible to reuse that plastic. So the cold, hard truth is if you have toiletries in your house that are expired or open, they go into the garbage. And that is okay. That is okay because next time when you're at the store, you're going to make a different decision. So it's not like when we have to throw stuff out, it's not that we have failed. It is that we are getting feedback about what to do differently moving forward. And that is a big win. So take that feedback, learn that lesson, and make a change. Remember, clutter starts at the store and clutter starts at the door. So make a change at those points. Make a different decision then. Otherwise, toss it. It's garbage. It's okay. And move on. And remember, nothing is free. Even if you get a free sample, it still is going to take your time. It still is going to take your space. And it's going to weigh on you heavily to have to throw it out. That is emotional weight. That costs more than anything else. Nothing in life is free. If you chase after free things, remember, it's not actually free. Okay. If you have 20 cans of air fragrance and they are old, you're not going to use them, that is also trash. And it is okay. It is okay. We were taught we're bad people if we throw things out. That idea has been sold to us by corporations that don't want to be responsible for their own waste. So you can let that one go. It is okay. All right. Moving right on. File papers. This is the question. File papers, what needs to be saved? All right. So I cannot tell you exactly what you need to save. Only you can make those decisions. And in fact, I can't tell you what you need to throw out. I can't tell you what you need to keep. These are questions that you have to answer for yourself. And when you find the answer, be confident in your decision. Be confident that you are making the right choice. Personally, when it comes to papers, I throw out almost everything. Almost everything. I think you don't have to save very much at all. But that's me personally. And when it comes to papers, we're all kind of on a spectrum of what we're okay with throwing out. If you're not sure if you need to keep an item, it's helpful to find out from a professional if you need to keep that. So, do you have a tax person, an accountant, a financial advisor, a doctor? Ask somebody who knows what you need to keep and figure out, is there an electronic record of this that I can access if I don't have this sheet of paper? For almost everything, there is. Um, that helps me let go of a lot. But my life is so much easier having way less paper. If I need a sheet of paper that I have thrown out, I just make a phone call to get the information, or I just go to a website, and it's rare that I actually need that sheet of paper. So be really realistic. Am I going to? Here's the thing with paper. If you have 10,000 sheets of paper and you need to find one sheet of paper, it is going to take you hours and hours and hours unless you have a solid filing system. And if you have a solid filing system, that means you also have to have in place a system to maintain, or habits to maintain that system. So if you have a filing system and everything's like really well organized, you have to maintain that system on a very regular basis. You have to go through all of those files. You have to appropriately file the new stuff coming in. You have to let go of the old stuff. You have to have the time to maintain that system. I do not know a single person who has successfully maintained a paper filing system for a long period of time. I know plenty of people who have done it for a short period of time, not a long period of time, which is why I recommend being really realistic. Let go of most paper you don't need. Find out what you need to keep, make a list of what you need to keep, and just keep that stuff. Stick to your list. Whatever you choose to do, be confident that you're making the right decision for you. So that's the long and short on paper. We are going to go back here to a question in the comments. If you use all the lotion, you should still not recycle the bottle. In most cases, it is not recyclable because it's contaminated by the oil. So if you have plastic that has been contaminated by oils, it can't be recycled. And that is why only, and this is a horrifying statistic, only 9% of all of the plastic ever produced has actually been recycled, because cleaning the plastic is to remove any oil or contaminants from it is nearly impossible for the systems that we have set up today. So yeah, most stuff is not recyclable. All metal is. Metal definitely is. That's a reliably recyclable thing. Most plastic is not recyclable, or it's not actually being recycled. So it's horrifying, but it is the truth. And the more we know, the better decisions that we can make. Okay, moving along here. The next question that came in, I don't always wear things in less than 6 months or more, but I will wear them and I still like them. Why should I give those away? Okay, so nobody says you have to give anything away. Like, really, no, nobody should tell you that you have to give anything away. Instead, what you need to do is live within the space that you have. If you have clothing that you love and you're going to wear it, and you have space to store it, like closet space, not in bins up in an attic, or, like actual storage space, functional storage space. I guess that's what we should say. If you have functional storage space, meaning you can see what you have, you can easily access it. So when you want to wear it, you can get to it. Then yeah, keep it. You don't need to let go of anything you don't want to let go of, as long as you have the space in your home to support keeping that. The problem is when we look at all of our space, our floor space, our big storage areas like attics and basements and garages, and we consider all of that functional storage space. It is not. Functional storage space is drawers, cabinets, built-in closets like this one back here. That's functional storage space. Floor space, as we learned in boot camp, every pretty much every month, floor space is not storage space. Floor space that is clear is safe. It is useful for you to use for some other purpose. You can lie down there, you can do yoga, you can stretch, kids can play, animals can spread out. You can safely walk across your room if you don't have a lot of stuff in the way. Floor space is incredibly important. It is good for our mental health to have clear floor space. It looks calm and inviting. So, yeah, that's no, you don't let anybody tell you that you have to throw something out, but you have to have the storage for it to support what you want to keep. If your clothing is really important to you, then other collections need to shrink to accommodate the important collection. That's it. We are always negotiating what is most important to us and negotiating our space. And if you have space for it, keep it. Go for it. That's the answer there. We have a bunch of questions coming into the comments here. I haven't been able to get rid of my son's grade school work. I know I need to get rid of it. Any suggestions to give me the strength to do it? So this kind of goes back to the answer that I just had on the last question. You only need to get rid of it if you don't have space for it. So my question to you is, do you have space for this? I don't consider that paperwork. I consider that memorabilia. And within memorabilia, you want to find the most important things, the most meaningful, and keep those. I would encourage you to look at the entire collection of your son's schoolwork. I guarantee when you look at the whole collection, all the individual pieces of paper, you will find things that are more meaningful than other things. And that's the starting point. Can you get rid of the less meaningful stuff? Yes or no? I mean, and if the answer is no, that's okay. You don't have to. If you have space to store it and it's meaningful to you and you look at it and you love going back to that period of time, then keep it. If you have no space for it, but this is really important, you need to let go of other stuff to create space for that. But within that collection, can you find a few things that you can let go of? It usually, when you look at a collection, there's one really, really meaningful thing or a few really meaningful things, and it makes you feel like the entire collection is really meaningful. But individually, I bet there's something that's less meaningful. So food for thought. My adult son is moving back home, and the best place for him to be located is in the finished attic. Okay, so is that a question? I guess, oh, sorry, there's more down here, a couple of comments down here. My attic is packed. I need to address this ASAP. Any recommendations to start the process and complete it? Catherine, yeah, I would definitely say start. Just start. The more you think about starting and the more you try and have the perfect plan for how to do this, the longer the whole process takes. Go up into that attic, get a box down, and go through that box and repeat that process over and over and over again. It can feel overwhelming, but action really helps with overwhelm. Action helps with everything. So take action and see how that goes. You may also want to find an accountability buddy, somebody who knows what you need to do and you can message with every single day. That's we have accountability coaching at Clutter Boss. If that's something you're interested in, you can message me afterwards. But that, you can use a friend, you can use a coach, you can use a family member, somebody who's going to actually hold you accountable. Can be really, really in a loving way. Can be really powerful. Okay, moving on here. Oh, this is I love it when all of our questions kind of work together. How do you get motivated to declutter when it's so overwhelming? Motivation is fickle. We cannot rely on motivation to take care of anything. When we have motivation, it's great. Run with it. When we don't have motivation, we need to take action. We don't need to take massive action. We don't need to move mountains. We need to take little action. Little actions will bring motivation back. So when you accomplish something, as tiny as it might be, it will inspire you to do a little bit more. So do never rely on motivation. Instead, take action. Take action. And action brings back motivation. And if you need motivation or you need support taking that first step, we have a free Facebook group. It's all Clutter. You can post in there, I need help taking action. Read the 25, 45, 65 comments you're going to get. And that can also really help you see other people's progress. That can really inspire you too. But at the end of the day, nobody can take action except for you. And you can do it. You can totally do this. Even when you're in a bad spot in life, even when things look very bleak, you can take one action. I fully, fully, fully believe in you. Okay, next question. What helped you keep a clean and organized home? Getting rid of all of my clutter. I think it's cute how everyone thinks I have a clean and organized home. I have a lived-in home. I have a home that is easy to pick up and put away. I live within my space. It is organized. I mean, I am a professional organizer. It is clean, but it takes a lot of work. It, oh, it's so much easier to do if you have less clutter. Um, it's. I wish at the beginning of this process, all of my clients could see how much their life is going to change and how much easier their life is going to be with less clutter. Cleaning your house is just not a big deal when you don't have stuff in the way. When you have less stuff to take care of, your whole entire life is so much easier. It is so much easier. But the only way to really understand that is to get yourself to that point. I I wish I could emphasize this, and I wish you could feel a difference, at the beginning of this process. Your life changes so dramatically when you get rid of your clutter. Your house is easy to clean up. Your and it's joyful. You are putting time and effort into creating a space that you love. It's not so much of a chore. I mean, sometimes it is, but in general, you have an easier time looking at the chore with gratitude because you love where you live. Whatever it takes for you to get to that place where you have decluttered your house, do it. Do it. I mean, instead of investing in another thing, invest in a service that is going to help you. Invest in a professional organizer. Invest in a program like we have at Clutter Boss. Invest in a cleaning service. Investing in services instead of in stuff makes a world of difference. One of my clients this morning was just telling me how there's kids in her neighborhood that charge $2 a week to bring your garbage pails down and bring them back up. These little things, these investing in a service at $2 a week can make a huge difference in your life. And yes, most of the services cost more than that, but the clutter costs a lot too. So when you're choosing to bring stuff into your house, you're choosing stuff over something that can actually really help you. And I think we all know in our hearts and in our heads that the best help and support comes from a service, another person, somebody supporting you, somebody caring about your progress, somebody telling you this is how you do this, somebody cheering you on. You cannot purchase that at a store. All of the stuff, it's just advertising. It's really a big, giant lie. It's not helping you. It is stealing your time. It is stealing your energy. Invest in yourself in a different way. And if you are flat out broke and you cannot invest in a service, you can, number one, definitely stop bringing stuff into your house, and you can invest in your community. You can find somebody to care about and who cares about you. You can invest in your mental health. You can go for a walk. You can meditate. You can do the things that are scientifically proven to help you move forward and cost zero money. But again, it comes down to you. You have to be the person to do it. So I know how difficult that can be. I know. I have been there before. I have walked this walk. It is possible. Take that first action step because the world needs you. You're an amazing person. The world needs you. You're here, I totally believe, for a reason. We may never know what that reason is. That's okay. But you deserve a home that you love. You deserve to invest in yourself, whatever that looks like. Okay, let's see here. When you sell items, how do you decide how to price them? Sometimes I look for similar items, but if there's nothing, I can't figure out how to price them and I want more than 50 cents. Uh, okay, so do we have to sell items? I mean, sometimes yes, sometimes no. I'm pretty much opposed to selling most stuff because it takes a lot of time. Unless you're going to get a significant amount of money for the amount of effort you're going to put into selling it, then can you let it go with love and gratitude? Um, our stuff, again, it steals our time, it steals our energy. When we choose to let go of it, we're getting paid back in time and energy. Our life does not have to be a financial transaction all of the time. You are worthy without any money attached to that. And I think that that's the mind shift that you have to make as you go through this process. Um, if you're not sure how to price something, just and you really are invested in selling it, come up with a reasonable amount of money that whatever you think, test it out. If it doesn't sell, it's too much money. If it does sell, great, you made some money. Um, don't overthink this. The overthinking is what keeps the clutter in your house. Should I sell this? How much should I sell it for? Maybe I'll research for 5 hours how much other things are selling for. It's not worth your time. That is not worth your time. Pick a price, go with it. Be confident in the decisions that you make. Be confident in the decisions that you make with all of this decluttering stuff. The payment is getting your space back. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. The comment here, I was totally decluttered in 2015, and now I am climbing back out of a season of buying too much. And that is a little bit how life goes. Ups and downs and ups and downs. It's just the journey of living. It's okay. There's a lot of reasons we accumulate stuff. It is our human nature to bring resources into our home. We just need to fight this human nature because we have access to way too many resources now. Yes, Emily, we do have a should I sell it calculator on our website. And the way the should I sell it calculator works is you value your time as a certain amount of money. So when you think about how much your time is worth, we tend to really undervalue our first. So I guess let me ask you right now in the comments, let me know how much is 1 hour of your time worth? Now, if you had to do a job that would be absolutely a horrifying job for you, the worst job ever, how much would you have to get paid to do that? It's probably a big difference. So you just say your time is worth this. You'd have to get paid way more to do this one job. Your time is worth so much. Time is a non-renewable resource. We can never get more time added onto our life. Money is a renewable resource. We can always make more money in the future. The thing that matters the most is your time. That is the most valuable thing. You don't know how much time you have. None of us do. Your time is the most important thing. You can, in the future, free up more time by decluttering, but you can't add time on. You can make more money in the future, though. And your 1 hour of free time is worth so much. So if you're selling something and you're selling it for $25 and your 1 hour of free time is worth $100, $1,000, $10,000, is it really worth your time to sell that thing? No, you are always more important than your stuff. Always. All right, friends, we're at 25 minutes. We've answered a lot of questions. I'm so grateful that you were here today watching live. If you're here on replay, please give us a hashtag replay. If you have more questions for next week, reach out, get your questions to us. You can always email support@clutterboss.com. You can find the form to fill out your questions. You can get onto our mailing list, all the things. Post into our free Facebook group, whatever you need to. We will answer your questions live again next week. Remember, you are worth it. You are more important than your clutter every single second of every single day. You are more important. Be ruthless in putting yourself before your clutter. Lots of love to everyone. See you next week, and happy 4th of July.